Hey guys, Mark Dementia, episode 2 of Mark Rants. All right, today we're going to get straight into it. I want to talk about equipment crooks, equipment funding crooks, equipment leasing crooks, equipment financing companies, whatever you want to call it, the crooks. Don't do it. Don't be desperate. Don't be thirsty. The only people that go to these companies, listen, these companies prey on people who are desperate. I'm going to say it again. These companies, these equipment leasing companies, these equipment financing companies, they are predatory. They prey on people who are desperate and they prey on people who don't know any better. I'm going to say it once again. They prey on people who are desperate and they prey on people who don't know any better. Listen, the box truck business, cargo van business, trucking business, logistics isn't going anywhere. Don't be too thirsty to the point where you're willing to do something that's not in your best interest to get into this industry. All right. These equipment leasing places, and I'm not going to name any, I've done profiles on a few of them because they're subscribers who have gotten caught up in some of these equipment finance, leasing, funding crook places, and they've come on the show and we've exposed some of when we show some contracts. I'm actually going to show one today, and I've redacted this person's personal information and their company's information and things of that nature. But I'm going to show you how crooked these contracts are. But before I show you that, I already know what you're wondering. Well, listen, if I go to Enterprise, if I go to Penske, if I go to Ryder, these are the companies that they deal with. They don't deal with traditional banks like Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Ally Financial, GMAC Financial, so on and so forth. There's a plethora of primary institutions, of big bank institutions, the type of institutions when you go into a car dealership and they source funding for you to finance that vehicle. These companies don't deal with it. They deal with third-party companies, right? Normally they deal with a broker, and then the broker finds the funding for you. So there's two people that are going to be eating off that deal, right? Typically, it's a flat rate. They use terminology and they use verbiage like financing, but you're really not financing because they added a flat fee on top of whatever the loan is. So they basically buy the truck from Ryder or from Penske or from Enterprise, right? Or wherever you bought it from that deals with these types of institutions. And then they add a flat number on top of it. It's not finance. On top of that, there's prepayment penalties, right? Their whole purpose is to make money off the loan. They don't want you to pay it off early. That's why they put that verbiage in the contract that there's a prepayment penalty if you pay it off early. And that prepayment penalty is still you paying off whatever you signed off on at the inception of you signing that contract in full. They want their money in full, regardless whether you pay it off through the life of the agreement of the terms or you pay it off early. So your question, well, Mark, if this is the only option, what do I do? You're going to have to get on your grind. I would never recommend anyone signing those types of loans. Never. Never. If you got to delay your gratification, work hard, save your money so you could buy a truck cash, then so be it. If you have to go to your credit union, so be it. If you need to take out a personal loan under your personal as you as an individual, as a person, and then loan that money to the company and then end up paying, the company ends up paying you back, right? So that you can pay the loan back, do that. I would do anything but go to one of these equipment funding crooks. More people than not that I've come across that have come on the channel that we've profiled have ultimately succumbed to these loans. They're predatory. Let's take a look at one. All right, so here's one from a subscriber. I redacted all of his information for privacy, but let's take a look at this loan. You got a 2014 Freightliner M2 106, right? The total amount financed, I believe he bought it from Ryder, was $58,657.25, right? They charged him a fee, a direct finance cost fee of $750 flat, all right, which I've never ever had to pay. I've financed two box trucks, but I've financed them through a traditional bank. One was Wells Fargo, the other is Ally, and I financed them like I would go finance a car. I go in, I find the car, and I go back to the finance office. We do the deal. All right, no down payment, no what is this, direct finance cost, none of this BS that these types of companies put in their contract. All right. Right here under that, you see this total finance amount, $59,407.25. Term of contract, 60 months. All right. Payment frequency, monthly. Total number of EFA payments, 60 months. They don't even allow you to go into a portal and make the payment. They don't allow you to, send a check. They have no payment portal. They're going to draft that money from you every single month. They're going to do it for you. They're not going to wait for you to do it. They're going to do it for you. Right? Another red flag. EFA payments made up front. 2 payments made up front. They require you to make the first and the last payment. Never had to do that. All right. Remaining EFA payments, 58. All right, now let's do this. Amount of each EFA payment, $1,605.23. All right, we're going to come back to that. Dollar amount of payments made up front, $3,210.46. Documentation fee, $1,500. I've never had to pay a documentation fee. Now, this documentation fee is a $1,500 flat fee. It doesn't go to the cost of the actual vehicle. Neither does the $750. Doesn't go to the cost of the actual vehicle. All right. $3,200 is the total cost of the first and the last month combined. So basically, you're paying to the equipment funding place. They're going to make $1,500 plus another $750 plus the total amount of money that they're tacking on top of the truck. Right? Obviously, they bought the truck for you, and you're going to pay them back with interest. Now, I understand they're supposedly a financial institution. They have to make some money off the deal. But let's do some math here. Let's pull over this calculator. So we got 58 months, but we're going to total up for 60 months, right? So 1605, right? Because he still paid the first and the last up front. 1605.23 times 60 months. That comes out to a grand total of $96,313.80. Now, mind you, the cost of the truck was $58,657.25. So he's damn near paying $40,000, about $38,000 on top. And this is a flat fee. Now, in this contract, there's prepayment penalties and things of that nature. I'm not going to go through all the pages of the contract, but he's pretty much buying this truck twice. He's almost paying another $40,000 in fees for this truck. And that's a flat rate with prepayment penalties. So he's got to pay the $40,000. Now, he didn't realize this once he got into this contract. He had been paying for it. It ran into some issues. He found my channel. He had been watching my channel. And then he reached out to me later on to get my advice on what he should do. Obviously, I didn't tell him what to do, but I did explain to him what I'm explaining to you guys now about how these types of companies operate. They prey on people who don't know any better, because if you knew better, you do better. I know better to listen. If I ever came into a situation where I had to buy something and I came across these terms, I wouldn't get it. I would have to do without, or I would have to find another way. They prey on people who don't know any better or who are desperate. There's people that are so desperate to get into this business that they're willing to do something like this because they figure, $1,605 a month, right? With my favorite box truck content creator told me I'm going to make $1 million. So they look at this 1,605 like 1,605. Me knowing better, I look at the 1,605. If they present this to me and I know the truck is 58, right? I already got a number in my head of what a commercial finance is going for right about now. I already know that if the business is new, then I'm going to have to PG it, which is personally guaranteed. I know that my credit is good. So I know what the average finance rate on a commercial loan is going for right about now, on average. And then I will put myself somewhere right in there based on what my credit score is, because I'm going to have to PG it, personally guarantee it. And that number isn't going to come up to damn near $40,000. There's no way I'm going to pay twice for this truck. Damn near $40,000. I can go get another truck. $40,000. I can go get 2 more trucks. There's trucks out there right now, level 2 trucks, level 3 trucks for $20,000 or less. So if I came across this deal because I know better, and I sat there and I looked at this before I signed it, and I started to do the numbers. First thing, $750. Why am I paying this? $1,500. Why am I paying this? And then I take 1,605 times 60. It's coming up to damn near $100,000. I'm paying for the truck twice. I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna say, no, I'm not gonna do this deal. We're gonna restructure the deal, restructure the number, or there's no deal. Now, on top of that, I'm gonna read through the whole contract. Prepayment penalty. What do you mean? There's no prepayment penalty? There's a prepayment penalty, I mean? So if I happen to really, really work hard and I'm delaying my gratification and I'm doing really, really well, and I want to double and triple up on my notes and get that principal paid off, I can't do that. You know why? Because this is not a finance deal. They've already came up with a number, a flat number that they want to charge you for the deal. They prey on people who are desperate, people who don't know no better, and people that are desperate. Some people are so desperate to get into this business that they'll go sign something like this. We've had people come up on the channel that have admitted to it. We've had some people that have come up on the channel that have given the trucks back once they realized what they did, and they couldn't cover the cost of it. And they were humiliated and shamed. When you're doing business, from the very beginning, you have to pay attention to every single little detail. Every single little detail. Every single little detail matters. There are many details in this that say run. There are many details just on this page that say run. Stop continuing to do things that are not in your best interest.